I want to show you something. I'm going to pull a tarot card I've never seen before, and in 60 seconds, I'm going to tell you exactly what it means. No guidebook, no memorization, no psychic powers, just a simple 5-step framework that works on any card in the entire deck. By the end of this video, you're going to be able to do the exact same thing. And I'm also going to show you 3 mistakes that keep most beginners stuck for months, even years, so you can skip all of that and actually start reading with confidence. Stay until the end, because the last thing I share completely changes how you relate to the cards. It's the one shift that separates beginners from readers who actually trust themselves. Let's get into it. Have you ever looked at a tarot card and thought, I have absolutely no idea what this means? Maybe you've watched experienced readers pull a card and instantly start talking about relationships, opportunities, challenges, emotions, and life lessons. Meanwhile, you're staring at a picture of a person holding a sword and wondering what you're supposed to do with it. Here's the thing. Most experienced tarot readers are not memorizing hundreds of keywords. They are not flipping through a guidebook in their head. They are following a process. And once you understand the process, tarot stops feeling overwhelming and starts feeling like a language you actually speak. Let's start with the biggest mistake beginners make. Most people pick up a tarot deck and immediately start trying to memorize 78 different meanings. The Fool means this, the Magician means that, the Tower means something else entirely. Then they pull a card during a reading and their mind goes completely blank. Why? Because memorization doesn't teach you how to interpret. It only teaches you how to recall information. And the moment you're under any kind of pressure or the card doesn't match the keyword you memorized, the whole thing falls apart. Tarot is not about remembering definitions. It's about understanding symbols and connecting them to a situation. That's exactly what this framework helps you do. Step 1. Look at what is actually happening before you think about meanings, keywords, or guidebooks. Simply look at the card. Ask yourself, what is happening here? Who is in the image? What are they doing? What catches my attention first? This sounds incredibly simple, but most beginners skip this step completely. Instead of looking at the card, they're already trying to remember what someone else said it means. Take a moment and pretend you've never seen tarot before. If you were describing the image to a friend who couldn't see it, what would you say? Maybe someone is walking away. Maybe someone is celebrating. Maybe someone looks trapped. Maybe someone looks confident and ready. Start there. The image itself is already telling you a story. The card was designed that way on purpose. Every detail, the posture, the sky, the objects, the direction someone is facing was chosen intentionally. You are not guessing. You are reading. Step 2. Notice the emotional atmosphere. Next, ask yourself a very important question. How does this card feel? Not what does it mean. How does it feel? Does it feel hopeful, heavy, exciting, lonely, calm, chaotic, unresolved? Your first impression matters more than you think. Tarot communicates through symbols, but it also communicates through emotion. When beginners ignore their emotional response, they miss half the message. You don't need to be psychic to do this. You simply need to slow down and pay attention to your reaction. If a card makes you feel uneasy, that unease is information. If a card feels like relief, that relief is information. Don't talk yourself out of your first response. Step 3. Check the suit. Now let's bring in a little tarot structure. If the card is from the minor arcana, it belongs to one of 4 suits. Think of suits as categories of life. Cups relate to emotions, relationships, intuition, and the inner world. Relate to action, passion, motivation, creativity, and ambition. Swords relate to thoughts, beliefs, decisions, communication, and mental challenges. Pentacles relate to work, money, health, resources, and the physical world. When you know the suit, you immediately know the area of life the card is pointing to. That alone eliminates a huge amount of confusion. If you pull a Cups card, you're not being asked about your career. If you pull a Pentacles card, you're probably not being asked to look at your emotions. The suit is your compass. It tells you where to look before you even start interpreting. Step 4. Look at the number. Now let's look at the number. This is where tarot suddenly becomes much easier, and where most beginners have a light bulb moment. Numbers follow patterns throughout the entire deck. A 2 in Cups and a 2 in Pentacles are very different cards, but they both carry the energy of the number 2. A 5 in Cups and a 5 in Wands look completely different, but they both carry the energy of disruption, challenge, and friction. Here is a simplified guide. Ace is a raw beginning, pure potential, a seed that hasn't grown yet. 2 is a choice or a balance. Something is being weighed or considered. 3 is growth and early expansion. Things are starting to take shape. 4 is stability and structure, a pause or a foundation. 5 is challenge and change. Something is being disrupted or tested. 6 is adjustment and harmony. Things are evening out after difficulty. 7 is reflection and reassessment, a moment to look inward. 8 is movement and forward progress. Things are picking up momentum. 9 is nearing completion. Almost there, but not quite. 10 is completion or fulfillment. The cycle has ended. You don't have to memorize every single card in the deck. You only need to understand what stage of the journey the number represents, because that stage tells you a lot about what kind of moment the card is describing. Step 5. Put everything together. This is where the magic happens. Take what you observed, the image, the emotion, the suit, the number, and combine them into a single sentence. That's it. You now have an interpretation. Let's try it together. Example 1. 8 of Cups. Imagine you've pulled the 8 of Cups. What do you see? A figure walking away from a stack of cups beneath a dark sky. The moon is visible, the water is still. The atmosphere feels reflective, maybe a little melancholy. The suit is Cups, so we're dealing with emotions and relationships. The number is 8, which suggests movement and forward progress. Now combine everything. A person is moving away from an emotional situation, not out of anger, but out of a quiet need for something more meaningful. Notice what we didn't do. We didn't look up a guidebook. We didn't memorize keywords. We simply followed the framework. Example 2. 4 of Pentacles. A person is sitting rigidly, holding onto coins very tightly. One coin is on their head. One is under each foot. One is held against their chest. The feeling is cautious, protective, maybe even a little fearful. The suit is Pentacles, so we're talking about money, resources, security, or the physical world. The number is 4, which represents stability, but also rigidity. Now put it together. Someone may be trying to maintain security by holding tightly to what they already have. That could be money, or time, or energy, or even control over a situation. The framework didn't just give you a meaning, it gave you a nuanced, specific interpretation that actually applies to real life. Example 3. 3 of Wands. A figure stands on a cliff looking out toward the horizon. Ships are visible in the distance. The feeling is expansive, optimistic. There's a sense of anticipation. The suit is Wands, action and ambition. The number is 3, growth and expansion. Put it together. Someone is looking ahead with confidence, waiting for something they've already set in motion to come back to them. Simple, clear, and surprisingly accurate. Example 4. The Tower. Now let's try a major arcana card, one that scares a lot of beginners. The Tower. What do you see? A tall structure being struck by lightning. People falling. Flames at the top. How does it feel? Shocking, sudden, maybe even frightening. Now here's the key difference with major arcana cards. They don't point to a specific area of life the way a suit does. They point to a bigger theme, a life lesson, a turning point. So we use the image and emotion more heavily. A sudden, unexpected collapse of something that felt solid, followed by upheaval and the need to rebuild. That's the Tower. Not a curse, not a bad omen. just a moment of unavoidable change. And that reframe is something the 5-step framework naturally leads you to when you slow down and actually look at the card. Example 5, the High Priestess. One more major arcana. A figure sits quietly between two pillars. She is still, composed, holding a scroll. The atmosphere feels calm, mysterious, inward. There's no action happening. Everything is waiting. The High Priestess doesn't tell you what to do. She suggests that the answer already exists and that it's inside you, not outside. She represents intuition, inner knowing, and the wisdom that comes from stillness rather than action. Again, no memorization required, just the image and the feeling. Here's something most beginners never hear. The goal isn't to get the perfect interpretation. There is no perfect interpretation. The goal is to develop your own relationship with the cards. Most people approach tarot looking for the right answer, but experienced readers approach it looking for a useful question. The card isn't telling you what will happen. It's asking you to look at something from a new angle. And here's what changes when you understand that. You stop asking, "What does this card mean?" and start asking, "What is this card trying to show me?" That small shift changes everything. Because now you're not trying to recall information, you're having a conversation. And the more you practice this process, the more natural that conversation becomes. Here's a challenge for you. Right now, after this video ends, take your tarot deck, shuffle it slowly, pull one card, set a timer for 60 seconds, and use the 5-step framework we covered today. Look at the image, notice the emotion, check the suit, check the number. Then combine everything into one sentence. Don't overthink it. Don't open a guidebook. Trust what you see and what you feel. You might be surprised by how much information you can find when you stop trying to remember and start trying to read. If you'd like, comment below with the card you pulled and your one-sentence interpretation. It will be great practice, and you may help other beginners learn as well. If you found this framework helpful, subscribe for more practical tarot lessons designed to help you read with confidence instead of relying on memorization. And one last question before you go. What tarot card do you find hardest to understand right now? Let me know in the comments. There's a lot more to uncover. I'll see you in the next one.